Hello students. So today we are going to start the fifth chapter of our literature book, and the name of the chapter is the new school fellow. Okay, and this is the chapter which is on page number 36 of your literature book. Okay, we have already completed the fourth chapter, and moving further we have to start the fifth chapter of literature book. Okay, so basically school fellow means you can say your classmate. Okay, or basically your just like a partner. Okay, so basically it is the new school fellow, talking about that. Let's see what the chapter is all about. This extract is taken from the George Eliot's famous novel The Mill on the Floss. Tom and so basically this is this is one chapter of that a novel named Eliot's famous novel, The Mill on the Floss. So the name of the novel is The Mill on the Floss. Okay, so Tom and Maggie are brother and sister. They lived in a small town in 19th century England. So we are having the story of England of 19th century. Okay, Tom is a lively boy, fond of outdoor activities. He meets Philip Wickham at his boarding school. Phillips has a hump on his back owing to an accident. The meeting between the two boys is awkward but amusing and interesting for an observer. So we are having a story between, you can say, that Philip and that boy Tom. Okay, so let's see what kind of amusing story it is. Okay, and we are having one characteristic, you can say a feature, you can say, about Philip, that see, it is on page number 39 of your literature book. See, you can easily check out that that Philip has hump over here. Okay, which shows that it is just because of an accident that had taken place, that we will see what kind of accident it was later on. Okay, so let's get started with the chapter. So I will start from page number 36. It was a cold, wet January day on which Tom went back to school, a day quite in keeping with the severe phase of its destiny. So we are having a description of, you can say, January month. Okay, and let's see what happened on that day. If he had not carried in his pocket a parcel of sugar candy and a small Dutch doll for little Laura, Mr. Steeling's daughter, there would have been no ray of expected pleasure. But he liked to think how Laura would put out her lips and her tiny hands of bits of sugar candy, and to give the greater keenness to this pleasure of imagination, he took out the parcel, made a small hole in the paper, and bit off crystal or two which had so solacing an effect that he repeated the process more than once on his way. So basically we are having a description about, you can say, I have already read out the first para. Okay, so I am going to explain you the meaning of that. So basically what happened, we are having a period of, you can say, cold winter. Okay, so it was a cold January, and the scene outside was very cold, and Tom went to school back, and for him, it was a difficult phase, because basically we feel like that going school and having studying and doing all those kind of activities quite difficult for everyone. We generally feel that when we were small. So we are having a day quite is a day quite in keeping with this severe phase of destiny. Okay, now what happened, we are having a one more thing. If he had not carried his pocket and a parcel of sugar candy and a small Dutch doll for little Laura, Mr. Sterling's daughter, so wait, there would have not been a ray of expected pleasure. Now, so we are having one more character over here, and that is a small girl, Laura. Okay, and basically what happened, who is she? She is a daughter of Mr. Sterling. Okay, so what he brought for him. He brought, you can say, sugar candy and a small Dutch for that, so that he can play with that girl and gain immense pleasure playing with her. Fine. But he liked to think how Laura would put out her lips and her tiny hands for bits of sugar candy, and to give the greater keenness to this pleasure of imagination. So what happened, he started, you can say, remembering, that means imagining the things like that. Definitely when I offer this to that girl, that means the small girl Laura, definitely what she would be going to do, she would be come closer to me, she will take that candy and put it into her mouth, something like that. Means the picture started moving around his mind. Fine. Now okay, made a small hole in paper and a bit of crystal or two, which had solacing, means a comfortable and effect, that he repeated the process more than once on his way. That means he started imagining the things and he was trying to do the same thing because it is giving a pleasure to him. Okay, now let's see what happened. Well, Tulliver is the title of that Tom. Okay, well, Tulliver, we are glad to see you again, said Mr. Sterling heartily. So that he was Tom is going to the house of whom? The house of that Mr. Sterling, and Mr. Sterling was saying that we are very happy to see you. Okay, take off your wrapping and come into the study till dinner. So he said that just whatever you are wearing, just take it out of as a take out. Okay, and come and join with us to have dinner. You will find a bright fire there and a new companion, Mr. Philip. So that Sterling said that we have already done an arrangement of fire. Okay, because we are having the scene of cold winter. Okay, January, because in January what happened, chilling cold, we generally faced chilling cold. Okay, so we are having that, and what happened, you can say, Uncle Mr. Sterling, what he said, that you will find a bright fire over there. Okay, and definitely you are going to have a new companion, and his name is Master Philip. Okay, so we are having the next character, who is Master Philip. Okay, Tom felt an uncomfortable flutter as he took off his woolen comforter and other wrapping. So what happened, because it was cold outside, so when he just take off you can say, woolen comforter, so he started feeling uncomfortable, because obviously if your body is warm and you are just going to take out anything which is giving, you can say, warmth to your body, definitely you will feel uncomfortable with that. Okay, he had seen Philip Wickham at St. August. So what happened, that means St. August is the place, and we are having that he had seen that Mr. Philip Wickham at that place. Okay, he was a lawyer, Wickham's son. So who was Philip? Philip was a lawyer, son of you can say, lawyer Wickham's. Okay, he did not see how a bad man's son could be very good. Actually, he thought that definitely that lawyer would be a bad one, and so he started thinking that that the son of that bad man, how it is possible that he could be so good. Here is a new companion for you to shake hands with, Tulliver, said that gentleman on entering the study. So what happened, that Mr. Sterling said that here is the new companion, you should shake hand with each other. Okay, and get familiar to each other. Master Philip Wickham, I shall leave you to make acquaintance by yourself. You already know something of each other, I imagine, for you are neighbors at home. So what happened, that means Philip. Okay, Philip was the neighbor of you can say that Tom. Okay, so what Mr. Sterling said, that I will leave you alone. Okay, that means both of you will stay here. Okay, and get familiar with each other, acquaintances get familiar to each other. Okay, because definitely you would be knowing something about each other, because you are living very close to each other, and I imagine definitely there must be some information about both of you. So what happened, that Mr. Sterling left them alone. Okay, so that they can get familiar with each other. Tom looked confused and awkward, while Phillips rose and glanced at him timidly. What happened? So Tom was quite confused and feeling awkward. And what happened then? Phillips, he just rose up and he walked in a scared manner. Okay, towards him. Tom did not like to go up and put out his hand, and he was not prepared to say, how do you do, on on a short notice. Now Tom was not comfortable with the things, okay, that was going there. And what happened, he was not feeling comfortable, and because you know what happened, actually he went there to meet that Laura, okay, but accidentally what happened, uncle, that Mr. Stilling, what he said, that you're having a new companion, go and meet it. So it was, you know, a very short period of time where he cannot get comfortable with that, because it is very difficult. Now what happened, suppose you are going to meet somebody else, but right, and you found somebody else, so definitely you are going to feel uncomfortable, na? So the same case is here also, okay. So okay, Mr. Stilling wisely turned away and closed the door behind him. Boys' shyness only wears off in the absence of their elders. So what happened? Mr. Stilling, what he did, he just left both of them alone, okay, and closed the door. And he said that definitely because of me, you are not going to get familiar with each of you. So definitely I should give some quality time so that you can spend with each other, and so that you can know each other. Whatever you can do, you should start becoming as a friend. Now, Phillips was at once too proud and too timid to walk towards Tom. So Phillips was feeling, you know, very like the thought that is coming into his mind was that why should I only? Definitely Tom should try to approach me. Why should only I? So this kind of feeling was coming in their mind. He thought, or rather felt, that Tom did not like to look at him. Everyone almost disliked looking at him, and his imperfect body was more noticeable when he walked. Now what happened? That means Philip started saying that, he started thinking that Tom is not interested in having in doing conversation with him, because you know, not even anybody does, because of the shape, that this deformity, you can say, because he's having some disformity, okay. And when he walks towards somebody, it seems the most, because you know, we are having, see, there is a hump over here on his back, so he started feeling shy. That means that Philip, and so that is why it is written here that he thought, or rather felt, that Tom did not like to look at him. Everyone almost disliked looking at him because of imperfect body, which was noticeable when he was walked. That means that hump was the disformity that happened because of some accident and all. Because of that, you know, nobody likes to talk to him, nobody likes to watch him, okay. And even nobody wants to you can say do friendship with him, okay, just because of that. So he started thinking these things. So they remained without shaking hands or even speaking. So they remained, both of them were quiet, and they were not doing any conversation, not even they shake their hands and so on. So while Tom went to the fire and warmed himself every now and then, casting furtive glance at Philip, who seems to be drawing absently first one object and then another on a piece of paper he had before him. So what happened, so that Tom went nearer to the fire, so that because he was feeling very cold, so he went there, okay. Now what Philip was doing, he was just making things, okay, because he saw something, and he started making the image of portraying the things on a sheet of paper, okay. Now he seated himself again, and as he drew, was thinking what could say to Tom, and trying to overcome his own you can say repugnance to making the first advances. Now he was thinking that what to do, how to start, you can say, the things, so that they get familiar with each other. So we are having repugnance means extreme dislike, because you know, he thought that Philip started thinking that definitely he don't like me because of my body structure, okay. So definitely I should, what should do, what should I do, what should not, he was not getting at that time, okay. Then Tom began to look oftener and longer at Philip's face, for he could see it without noticing the hump on Philip's back. So what happened at that time, because he was sitting, so you cannot easily notice the thing that whether there was any you can say discomfort was there or not on his back, but he was just noticing on his back, okay. So what happened, he didn't notice that hump, okay, on Philip's back, and it was really not a disagreeable face, very old looking. Tom thought, he wondered how much older Philip was than himself. So actually Tom was thinking that whether he's too older than him or the, because he didn't notice the hump, he was only looking at his face and all, okay. The vacuum was a pale, punny fellow, and it was quite clear that he would not be able to play at anything worth speaking of. But he handled his pencil very well and was drawing one thing after another without any trouble. So the thing is that we are having a description, you can say, about that Philip, okay. So he was doing his drawing, okay, and all. Now what happened after that? What was he drawing? It would be certainly better to have him as a companion than to stand looking out the study window at the rain all alone. So he said that instead of drawing or portraying something on a sheet of paper, definitely you should try to make your companion feel better, and you should start making friend, okay. So the scene was like that. So I will stop here, okay. That means I will stop at page number 38, okay. So rest of the things I will continue in the next video lecture. So I have covered page number 36, 37 and up to 38 here, till here. Study with window at the rain all alone. So I will stop here. Please go through the chapter line by line, okay, and try to write down the meaning of difficult words in your notebook. So rest of the things I'm going to cover in the next video. Till the time, thank you so much.